Do you want to give me a run through on how it works?
Yeah, sure. So it basically reads pretty much everything from the ECU. So I've got it as ROM rate at Loggerwood, polling for using SSM, polling for a bunch of parameters. The AFR is actually read in through one of the analog inputs. There's a whole bunch of them. So that's straight out of the Innovate. And
just Innovate, yep.
What plans are is to run oil pressure, oil temp, fuel pressure senders all into this, so I can have a screen with multiple things of interest.
So at the moment we're looking at ethanol content,
yep.
Boost,
yep.
Innovate,
one in the middle, yeah, the one that dash in the middle is the calculated gear, so yep. That'll populate when the car's moving.
Yep. So as we go up the gear, that'll change. 88 degrees coolant temp, 89, 42 degrees intake temp.
Yep. If I go to the next screen, and that's pretty much the main screen that that's sort of my go-to screen.
To watch.
So if you want to I'm also polling the cruise control switches. So if I push cancel, you'll see a star next to boost. That's actually going to hold. That's peak and hold.
Yep.
So it'll hold the peak for a second or so. That's not peak hold. If I push the set button, it changes screens. And this is just some of the other random things I'm polling at the moment. I'm probably not going to. I don't see a lot of value in some of this stuff. I'll keep RPM because you can.
That's good.
Use RPM in conjunction with other things to alarm.
Battery volts probably not.
Yeah, battery volts are important. Probably won't keep the MAF airflow.
Yeah.
I might take MAF volts.
Can we have a look at the corrections?
Yep. So that's the correction. So that's a trim screen.
So if like traditionally you look at a learning view screen, you would see the airflow trims.
Yep. So that's it. The arrow indicates the current trim range the ECU's in.
So as you're driving along, that arrow will move.
It should. At this point, I think it's the way that my ECU tuning set up. It doesn't, but I might be polling the wrong parameter. But that's the plan, is for that to move.
Yep. So you can pinpoint where it is.
Correct. And then the next screen is a similar one. It shows you the current AFR is read by the Innovate or whatever wideband you're running.
Trim.
The current trim range. That's the current. So that's the A range. That's the current long-term trim associated with that range. That's AFR correction.
So short-term corrections.
Short-term correction, correct. And that's again just the MAF airflow range.
Cool.
So that's all I've got programmed at the minute in terms of screens, but just.
And then the ethanol content at the moment. That's from a what?
That's a Ztronics ECA, not running with the ECA gauge. That's hooked up to the ECU, and I'm polling the ECU TGV input and calculating that.
So today basically we went from 98 to the 85. We've put what, 40 litres in there?
Touch over, yeah.
About 45 litres. So next tank that'll come up to about the 85 content. So we've purposely tuned it a bit rich. So as you can see in the trims on the next couple screens, we've kept it in the negatives there. So once it learns up, it should come in line.
Yep. So this is still under development. I plan to implement. I plan to clean it up a little bit in terms of. So right now there's some inefficiencies in how I'm polling the ECU. I'll be cleaning that up. In terms of physical looks, I'll be
just to obviously
filling it out a bit. I've also got experimenting with some other types of screens as well. So I've got a round full color LCD that
which could fit in any gauge.
Yeah, it'll fit in the gauge pod. But that's all improvements that haven't been realised yet. But yeah,
very cool.
Where we are.
Very, very cool. Thanks, man.
No worries.
Cheers.